you. You'll never die.
No, please don't jinx that.
No, she won't. She's like Morgan Freeman, Betty White all the way till death.
I like the
Not till death. They won't die. Stained Glass.
Stained Glass started with a good old-fashioned punk beat. Jason and I were just repetitiously playing punk beat and would build off of that. So the main idea was that we wanted to keep the energy going the whole time, wanting people to be either jumping, running around the room, doing something for the song. So even down to the chorus, we made sure that your head would be bobbing, everything, you'd be on your toes, wondering what's going to happen next.
This one's definitely a bit different for us. We've never done a song that had much punk beat stuff, or let alone even close to this much punk beat stuff. We've never done something that was all the 6-note and 8-note run, all this just go, go, go throughout the whole song. And I definitely wanted to try to bring us into that world a bit more.
I do like the different approach on this song. It's definitely different from, I feel like, something that was done before, more punk-esque, upbeat, fast. Also, fuck that song for the same reason.
Stained Glass. Yeah, this song was probably more difficult for me in the studio and just practicing. I'm not that used to having a kind of punk style parts playing on bass. Try my best not to make it sound as muddy and make it sound more crisp and clear. And not only that, but just the harmonies of like just how intricate some of those harmonies were, like with the whoa-ohs at the end. It seems so easy, but just trying to reflect on those, I had to kind of like bring myself to like move my body in a certain way just to kind of get a bit of a roll.
I also wrote it in a really happy key, which isn't usual for us either. I mean, I have this dumb impetus as a songwriter to try and go against the grain of whatever key I'm in. If I come up with something in a really happy key, I want to try to get as intense and heavy of a song out of that as possible, and vice versa. If I pick out something in a really dark key, I want to find something melodic, I want to find something resolvent in it. So a lot of this song is me trying to balance that, this really melodic chorus piece I came up with, and trying to make it just go and make it hit as hard as it can.
At first, I can say this wasn't one of my favorites, but it definitely started growing on me. And kudos to Jason for the harmonies and the trade-offs in that song. And again, also fuck me because I'm the one that's played those. Connor, this one's to you. I hope you get that intro down. This song definitely gives us a run for our money, but I think that's what makes it more fun, is that challenge of keeping that upbeat tempo the whole time. Definitely gonna be a fun one to play live, and for anybody who's gonna see us play that one live, either hell yeah or I'm sorry.
Probably some of the dumbest riffs I've ever written in my entire life. The whole section, the guitars are trading off back and forth on this harmony, this harmonic ring out, whatever. And it's got a lot of crazy 16th note runs higher up on the neck and lower strings. There's just a lot of weird stuff going on that I was so happy to write and so deep in my head about that by the time I got to the end of the section, I had no clue how to get it back to the rest of the song. And that's kind of where Winston's lyrics came in, is that pause he brings out there and the way he jumps back into it didn't feel right until I had his lyrics and I knew what it was. And that ended up being maybe my favorite moment of the song, is every time we play it and we pause and we hit that pre-chorus again, it just brings me back, and I get so happy every time we hit it right.
Winston dove really deep with these lyrics, and it's something that means a lot to him. And I'm sure the full message of the song is something that everybody can relate to, or at least know somebody who has dealt with loss.
Listening to the lyrics and reading the lyrics during the recording process honestly just kind of made me want to really push through it and really try and get it right, because just those lyrics made me think of all the people that I also lost. My mom, my Uncle Jack, my friend Joe Burns, and just how much I would have loved to be in Minnesota and just, or anywhere, and just have them looking up and just smiling at me while, you know, playing on stage. So that really kind of helped me through what I kind of viewed as a very more difficult song for me.
It just felt real, and I never felt anything that powerful or involvement in the song we've made, at least. Maybe that's just the new song gushing, but I think this is a new favorite of mine, and I think it's going to be a big staple in our set list moving forward, because I think it stands comfortably apart from most of the rest of our songs. We don't have anything else in our set list quite like it.
Going back to elementary school, I had a best friend named Matt. He was kind of the perfect extrovert to my quiet side, I guess, and we were kind of perfect opposites in that way. But we both loved music. He ended up being the one who introduced me to Attack Attack, and we used to bring our guitars into school every day so that we could play songs on our lunch break. We wanted to play in a band together so badly, but we didn't have any access to drummers. We didn't know anyone like that. So we would run around school and try to find other ways to put on shows for everyone. One of our last ones was during our graduation ceremony from middle school, and we played Thanks for the Memories. When it was time for us to go on to high school, he was able to find good bandmates, and I wasn't. So our conversation started to change. He started to tell me about places like playing the Rebel Lounge and going on the road. And we started talking about how our bands would end up playing shows together someday, or how we'd go on the road together. And unfortunately, that never came. He was killed in his home a few years ago, and I never got the opportunity to catch up. We went on tour through much of the South recently, and we ended up going through Nashville, and it got me thinking about a time in school when he had told me about a trip of his to, and how it had started snowing. And when we finished our set and we were packing up there, it started snowing as well, and it nearly brought me to tears. I had barely remembered it at the time, but as soon as I saw it, it completely floored me. I ended up writing a letter to him that very night, and it ended up being the basis for most of the lyrics of that song. And it's really important to me for that reason.